Hello, my name is Vivian Zottola, and I'm a human-canine relationship specialist. I work with all dogs, all breeds, all ages, and I train them as well as the people that love them. This short presentation covers the services that I offer, a brief overview of dog training and how dog training can help improve behavior, as well as information about me. We'll start a little bit, start on a little bit about myself. I am a caretaker of a 90-year-old mother. So my husband and I live with my mom and we take care of her. She has dementia. We also are caretakers of 3 dogs. 1 is a rescue and 2 are geriatric dogs. They're Shih Tzus. They're at the corner at the bottom there. We have a little kitty, and as of this recording, Nino is 9 months old. I'm a small business owner. I run a practice, behavior training practice, which is what I'm going to discuss today. I am a research associate and subject matter expert. I am volunteering for a group called the Center for Canine Behavior Studies, and the center is headed by Dr. Nicholas Dodman. He's a veterinary behaviorist. Veterinary behaviorists are board certified. It's an advanced specialization in the analogy would be like psychiatrist in our world, in the human world, but they are psychiatrists for dogs and cats and pet companions, horses. And so they understand not only the anatomy, brain anatomy, neuroscience, but also the application of pathologies, diseases, and application of medication. So the group is pretty unique. We have a statistician, we have a woman that has been in the shelter world for 10 years. So we have that perspective, and we have 2 behavior consultants. And so together we collaborate to design studies on human-animal relations, and it is based off of citizen science. So we have the public helping us to gather information, which we then evaluate, and we have a couple of peer-reviewed papers. So we have some papers that have been published in the Journal of Veterinary Behavior, and we are looking at a couple of other, submitting a couple of other papers to other journals, including Anthrozoas, Animals, Animal Journal, and some other human-animal related type journals. Again, getting the word out about our findings. So I do have 1 foot in the scientific community, specifically researching dogs and soon cats and their people. And my other foot is in the training community. I come from the training world. I am certified by the Council of Certified Professional Dog Trainers. So I'm a certified professional dog trainer, as well as I have an advanced certification in behavior. And so I do focus on the function of behavior, helping people to uncover the reason why an individual, a dog, does what they do, what the function of their behavior is, why they choose a particular behavior over another. And so then assessing that using applied behavior analysis and functional analysis, and then putting a plan together. And so I do collaborate with people to do that. I do have experience in clinical behavior medicine, so I am able to work with and collaborate with veterinarians when that's necessary. I have studied under Dr. Karen Overall. I've taken clinical behavioral medicine workshop through her a couple of times, couple of years, and also through Dr. Dodman, who has help direct me as well and provide information to me. I have a Master's of Science in Communications Management, and I have a Master's of Science in anthrozoology. Anthrozoology is the study of human-animal relations. And so we'll look at the human-animal bond, right? Human-animal psychology between human and animals. So we're studying that. We're studying animal welfare. We're studying animal ethics, animal abuse and indifference. And so those are some of the topics that I have studied and that I take into consideration in my training. The welfare effect of dog training. So this slide is a brief overview of how important the style, the type of training that we provide our animals. So regardless of whether you acquire your dog from a breeder when it was a puppy, or if you acquired a dog through a rescue, regardless of the age, your dog has a history, right? So they have a life history, whether it's just a couple of weeks, months, or years, there's still a history there. Certainly, the shorter their history, the shorter the experience, right? Probably the shorter the reinforcement of behavior. So maybe some behaviors aren't as tough or challenging, but your dog may have come from a commercial breeder. They may have come from a rescue. They may have come from a laboratory. You may have acquired your dog through a retail store, although in Massachusetts that is no longer legal, but other states do still offer that service. But so your dog comes from a multitude of channels. And so where do you learn about training and when to train? And typically that is incumbent on the veterinarian, right? So your veterinarian is the one profession that will help guide you. Unfortunately, the training profession is not regulated, although we are working on moving in that direction. At this time, it's not regulated. So anyone can really call themselves a trainer. Anyone can call themselves a behaviorist. But the title of behaviorist is really reserved for veterinarians or those who complete the certified applied animal behaviorists. And those are people that have either a master's degree in animal behavior or a PhD. And then there's a number of other things, requirements that are necessary to become certified as a applied animal behaviorist. So those are really the only two professions or two professionals that can designate themselves as behaviorists. But as far as trainers go, there's a lot of changes. There's a huge shift that's happened over the past 5-10 years, and we're seeing a shift toward more human-centric type model in veterinary care and how we are also training our dogs and teaching our dogs, right? We're really not in favor of using corporal punishment or any kind of punitive methods, and oftentimes many people might think that what they're doing is not punitive, but in fact, to the learner, it is. And so understanding that and being trained is necessary. So there is a shift happening. It was pioneered by Dr. Sophia Yin, and she really bridged the veterinary community with the training community. She helped to bring the two together. And so we know that more veterinary professionals are now pointing their clients to hiring a fear-free, force-free trainer to teach their dogs. And that is a wonderful change. However, you own your dog. Dogs are a commodity. Unfortunately, they are bought and sold. Legally, you own the dog. And so you can do whatever you want with your dog, and you can hire whomever you want with your dog. That said, unfortunately, the result of whom you hire and how they're taught does affect their behavior, and it can be a positive or negative experience as a result. Um, so our dogs do have sharp teeth, and punitive methods have been shown to cause aggression, and that's not my opinion. That's based on science. So behavior is a result of genetics. I mean, behavior is determined by genetics. So what you're born with, your traits, right? Whatever the species you are, right? So as for dogs, there are different breeds, right? But traits or lines of dogs have certain presentations, right? So behavior is a result of genes as well as internal emotions. Their experience, how they perceive the world does affect their experience. Dogs have unique hearing, unique olfaction. They have supersonic smelling abilities and hearing abilities. And they also, again, experience the world through their perception, how they see the world. They also, behavior does result from the external environment, right? What they're learning, what's out there, is it safe, is it not safe? We humans are part of their world, right? So we do affect their learning. We know from the science of epigenetics, which is the field of understanding how the environment affects changes in genes, that the environment can change a gene expression, can suppress some behaviors or exaggerate some behaviors. So training does affect a dog just like a child in how they learn. So we know that using kind methods over punitive methods would better serve your animal, your pet, and as a result, your relationship. Dog training is a combination of in this slide, what I'm trying to get at is a collaborative approach to dog training. Certainly, you would see your veterinarian for care. Think of your veterinarian as a primary care physician, right? So you'll see them, you'll take your dog, you'll take your young dog or older dog, and you may or may not experience a behavior problem with your pet. But if you do, you want to speak with your veterinarian first, especially if it's a sudden behavior or something that seems strange. So your veterinarian will then determine whether it's a medical condition, because sometimes underlying pain can cause distress and can affect behavior. Maybe GI issues, teething could cause, or dental disease, or too much weight gain can cause problem. Older dogs might feel more pain because of arthritis. So there are a number of different reasons why certain behavior manifests, right? Why we might see certain behaviors change over time. What's really important in training your dog is that everyone is collaborating. So your vet might determine that there is an issue that a trainer could help you with, and so they would refer you to a qualified trainer. And the trainer might work with you, but they might find that the training alone is not helping and they need to escalate to another professional. So they might escalate to a certified canine behavior specialist or a veterinary, or they might send you back to your veterinarian, and your veterinarian could then refer you to a veterinary behaviorist. But we're all working together to collaborate with you in the care of your pet. And you are a very important, your role is huge. Your role is so important because you're living with your pet. Training is not something that can be outsourced or should be outsourced. Why? Because again, you live with your pet. And if you're not managing their expectations or even understanding why the behavior is happening and are involved in helping to change that behavior, improve that behavior, then nothing is going to change. So you are an important part of helping your pet improve behavior. I offer a 90-day, 7-lesson course. It's a program. In part, it is online as well as in person. So I do offer a live in-person component. And if those of you who are living outside of the Boston area and outside of the state, I do offer training, video training in lieu of coming into your home. And the way that it's designed is we start with discovery and planning to uncover your dog's challenges. You're learning more about the world of the dog. You're preparing the foundational skills that are really necessary. And we meet online and we review your findings and we put together a preliminary plan. Then we move into executing the plan. And so lessons 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 are all held in your home. And so training is really learning new habits. So I'm teaching both the human and the dog together, and you're practicing in your home. But I am your coach from the very moment that I release the material to you. So from the beginning all the way 3 months later, I'm still your coach. Some people do finish the prepaid in-home lessons or video lessons before the 90 days. And I'm still there. I'm still there for you. So if something goes awry or there's something you need help with, you can pick up the phone, you can text me, we can FaceTime. So I am your on-demand live coach 24/7. I like to take Sundays off. However, I still make myself available if you're calling me because you need me. My approach does start with evaluating the stage of life your dog's in. So we will look at where's your dog, what might be happening to your dog anatomically. So evaluating that, and then moving through a number of different protocols that I have that I would teach you. But it's really important to look at this developmental timeline because our dogs do change. Like humans, they go through the cycle of life from puppy, adolescent, like a juvenile, right? Then young adult, adulthood, then senior, then geriatric. So throughout the phases, needs differ. An older dog will start to have cognitive function, cognitive decline. They'll have issues with hearing, with smelling, with seeing, just like with humans, with people. A puppy might want to be chewing more. They're not self-regulating. They're just grabbing, 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 just like a little toddler would. And so management would be different, right? So training you to train your dog is going to vary depending on their stage of life. So here is a short, quick video on a person that is walking their dog before we started training. It's just 15 seconds. And let's see if it'll work here. Work. And then we just incorporated just really simple foundational skills into our walks. So basic skills, motivating our dog to stay with us, to walk with us. And these are body mechanics that I would train you on. I just wanted to show you a brief little before and after. So the human-animal relation is really special. Maintaining that bond is really special. I do offer all life stage training, independent of the breed, independent of the age, whether you acquired your dog from a rescue or a breeder, it doesn't matter. Whether the dog is very young or older, doesn't matter. And so puppy training, adolescents, and in-home adults or seniors, I do specialize in preventing challenges and improving challenges. Behavior modification is a broad term. So I specialize in working with dogs that are reactive due to fear, anxiety, or stress. And so again, uncovering why that is and educating you on that, and then providing you with solutions and working with you and coaching you through those solutions. It's not a quick fix. It is, and something that people overlook is they're always, people do ask, when will I see changes? And it's really going to be up to the dog. The best that we can do is set our dogs up for success, right? To help make those changes, because we're working with a non-verbal individual, like a child, but not a human. It's a completely different species. So having patience is going to be helpful, because we're helping them learn to improve the way they feel about something that they perceive as scary. And that it does take patience. We don't want to use any kind of fear, intimidation, or pain, because that'll just shut the dog down and cause more psychological pain and confusion. So I do work with, as a behavior modification specialist, I do work with veterinarians when it's necessary. So what you can expect is to understand your dog's unique perception of the world. I do use a multidisciplinary approach, right? So I'm using the different sciences, right, together to understand your dog, to share and educate you. I do work with puppies, potty training, independence training, chew training, bite inhibition, body mechanics, and communications. Those are all skills that you can expect to learn, because you're dealing, when you have a puppy, you're dealing with multiple training and combined at the same time, right? So it's a lot. You're working on a lot at the same time. So I help you with that. And with behavior modification training, understanding the function of the behavior, why why the pet chooses that particular behavior. So I'm looking at not just the pet, but also your relationship with the pet, right? I can help you with mild behaviors, jumping up, barking, just general manners. So if you have something mild, I can help you with, or if it's more moderate or severe fear, anxiety, and stress, I can help you with that and improving your welfare in your home. And here's just a little collage of some wonderful people that I work with, and how happy dogs are. It's amazing when they can make choices and feel like they have a say in their life. And it's wonderful to see dogs and people communicate better together. And I'll just end it with this lovely little clip from a client walking their puppy that I just adore. And it just beautiful demonstration of the love between these two guys. And thank you very much for listening. If you have any questions, please feel free to call me, 617-721-8025, or you can direct message me on Instagram. I'm at Vivian Zottola Dog Behavior. And you can certainly look up more information about me at clicktherapyfordogs.com or bostonk9concierge.com. Thank you again. Enjoy, and I hope to talk to you soon. Bye.